Hello. Okay, so today is day 250. And what I want to talk about today is control. I feel like many of us, as I'm even noticing this in my clients, of how much we try to legit control everything. We try to control outcomes. We try to control our future. We try to control our current present reality. Try to control our money, our relationships. And those things, that what I realize is that when we try to control things, it's because being in the uncomfortable or not having a sense of control makes us anxious, makes us uncomfortable, because we don't know what's happening. We don't know where it's going. We don't know what we're doing. And our ego freaks out because we have been conditioned by society to have this plan, right? This plan of where are you going? What are you doing? How many times have you heard your 5-10 year plan? Or, when you are, for the longest time, it was such a process of you're in elementary school. When you go to elementary school, and then after that you graduate, you go to high school. From high school you go to college or university, and then you go on to your career. And so everything is and always was a plan, and that's all we know. And even if you look at the dating world, so you meet up, either you get set up by someone, or you meet on online dating or a dating app, and it's okay, you go on a date, you go on a beach walk, you go to a restaurant, and then it's if it goes well, then there's this expectation of the next date, and then the next date, and then eventually you sleep together, or you slept on the first date, or whatever it is. And everything that we've been taught and everything that we've experienced in society and in our lives has been a very linear way of doing things, a very linear way process. Even if you look at building a business, for example, it's you're building a business. Okay, well, get your Instagram going, get your social media, get your website, start talking to people about it. And it's just this process, and because these are the processes that we know, and there's nothing wrong with them. They're the processes that we know, but we create these levels of expectations. And when we create expectations, and this is where we add in that control of it needs to be a certain way. It needs to happen in a certain way. We don't want the unexpected to happen. We want to always be prepared for everything that's happening, in case something does go wrong. And we just legit control every aspect. But by controlling every aspect of our lives, we're not allowing ourselves to be free. We're not allowing ourselves for something more to come in. We're not allowing ourselves for the even better things to come in, because we just go with that linear way of doing things. And so this is where I guide you, and I encourage you to just get curious of which areas in your life are you controlling? Which areas in your life are you planning? Which areas in your life do you have that 5-year, 10-year plan? Which areas of your life are, do things have to be a certain way? And ask yourself why. Why do you feel the need to control? Why do you feel the need that it needs to be this way? Why does it have to be that way? What if it was something else? What if that something else was something even better than you imagined? And what would it feel like if you did let go a little bit of that control? What would it feel like if you just took one hand off the steering wheel and trust to see what would happen? And how would that feel for you? How would that feel? And also, how does it currently feel right now in this element of controlling your life? In whichever portion, could be all aspects of your life, or it could be, in terms of money, it can be in terms of, relationships, goals, career, whichever avenue, but just get curious with yourself around those areas of that you are controlling, and ask yourself, like, why? Dig deep. And what is it about the unknown that makes you uncomfortable? What is about the not knowing where you're going that makes you uncomfortable? What is it about, what if everything didn't go the way you planned? Or what if, something spontaneous did happen, good or bad, doesn't matter, and you weren't prepared for it? And then what? At the end of the day, you will always figure it out. At the end of the day, there will always be a solution. There will always be something to figure out, something to do. And so just get curious with yourself. And if you were to release a little bit of control, what is the easiest thing you can let go of right now? Is it having a spontaneous date with no plan and just going with the flow? Could it be, if you have a trip coming up, not planning the trip at all and see what happens when you get there? Could it be launching a program, but you haven't planned it at all, and see what happens? These are ways that you can try to slowly begin releasing control. And watch it unfold. Watch what happens. See what happens. See what's going on. And so that's one thing I wanted to share with you today. If you like this video, please like, share, comment. I appreciate it all, and I will speak to you all tomorrow.